if in the middle of the class I leave my body? So everyone is now attentive. Till now everyone was spaced out. Point I'm making is, death can come anytime. So it's possible that I may not be even able to complete the class. So if all of you kindly offer your blessings and prayers, Krishna willing, I will not just be alive by the end of the class, but also be empowered to continue through and speak favorably so that I don't make mistakes. And I'm very confident that even if I do make mistakes in this assembly, all the devotees here, as my superiors materially and spiritually, would like a swan take the milk and throw the water away. So I know you will forgive me for all my offenses and mistakes, and kindly consider the essence of the talk. Please offer your heartfelt blessings and best wishes so that I may be able to serve all of you this evening. Vansha kalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhyascha patitanam pavanebhyo. Is everyone ready?
Yes.
Yo.
Yes.
It is said between the speaker and the audience is more important. Oftentimes the speaker is offered a garland and a seat and some water and so on and so forth. But it is not true. This garland is offered only so that, as blessings of the Lord, one may be empowered to speak the right words representing Vyasadeva. Oh, okay. This seat is offered only so that in a crowded assembly, everyone at the back can also see the speaker. And the garland is offered so that he may be empowered to speak. And the water is offered so that he can continue speaking for a long time without any interruption. This is the internal reason why all of this is offered. If the speaker doesn't turn for an event and the audience has arrived, you have another speaker sit on the Vyasasana and complete the class. But if the speaker is ready and the audience don't turn up, the program gets cancelled. So it is true that between the audience and the speaker, the audience are more glorious and more important. So thank you all for assembling here. If not for all of you, I wouldn't have any inspiration to speak Hari Katha. What does a beggar want? Some money. What does a thirsty man want? Some water. What does a hungry man want? Food. And what does the listener and speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam want? A like-minded associate. So we have to help each other. Some of us speak and some of us listen, and then next day the roles switch. The speaker becomes the listener becomes the speaker. This is Vaishnava community. In the Srimad Bhagavatam it is described. Parasparanu kathanam pavanam bhagavat yashaha mithorati mitho tushti mitho nivrittiratmanaha. It is described in Canto 11, Chapter 3, Text 30 of Srimad Bhagavatam that 4 things happen together. Paraspara anukathanam. If Krishna Katha is spoken and listened in a Vaishnava community, together, 3 things happen together. If the first thing is done together, 3 things follow. Mitho rati. There's mutual loving attachment and friendship that develops among devotees. We don't even need to know how to develop cooperation. If we simply sit in an assembly and lovingly hear Hari Katha and Hari Kirtan together, then we will develop love and attachment for people who are like-minded. It's natural. A drunkard develops attachment to another drunkard because both of them are drinking together. Where is all that originating from? If we sit together and hear and chant about Sri Hari together, then we develop love for each other together. We feel the sense of satisfaction and fulfillment together. And finally, the uprootment or the removal of all the unwanted anarthas in our hearts also happens together. So if we hear and chant together, we develop loving, devotional, Vaishnava relationships together, we feel a sense of satisfaction together, and we remove our inner negative vices together. So let us chant this verse at least together. Parasparanukathanam Pavanam Bhagavat Yashah Mito Rati Mito Tushti Mito Nivrittiratmanah. The word Paraspara or Mita means together. So Paraspara, together, Anukathanam, to repeatedly hear Hari Katha. What is this Hari Katha? Pavanam, all purifying. Why? Bhagavat Yashaha, because it glorifies the names, forms, qualities, pastimes and the fame, abode, paraphernalia and other attributes of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, Mito, together, Rati, Rati means attachment. Mito, Tushti, Tushti means fulfillment, together. And Mito, again together, Nivritti Atmanaha. Nivritti means uprooting, like Anartha Nivritti. So what are the four togethers that we learned in the starting of the class? To hear and chant together, as a result of which we develop loving attachment with each other together. We feel a sense of satisfaction and fulfillment together. And then we uproot all the bad vices and inner anarthas together. Let's learn one more verse before we get before we get to the start. Please repeat. Tava vikriditam Krishna Nrinam paramamangalam Karna piyusham aswadhya Tyajantyanyaspriham janaha Tyajantyanyaspriham janaha. Canto 11, chapter 6, text 44. The reason I am giving references is because in the Srimad Bhagavatam it is described that Hari Katha must not just be heard. One must hear very attentively, one must write, then go back and within 24 hours recap what we have written and try to apply that in real life, try to study that Hari Katha, and at the same time come the next day if there are any questions, queries or discussions. This is how Hari Katha is studied. Srimad Bhagavatam describes Tat Shrunvan Supathan Vicharana Paro Bhaktim Vimuchye Naraha. Three things must be done so that one can get liberated from the cycle of birth and death. Very simple. Tat Shrunvan, one must hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Second, Supathan. Pathanam means to write. Supathan, the prefix su means sushtu or shobhanam, an enhanced version, which means one must really study. Read it, write it down, study it, even memorize it, say it aloud, share it with someone, try to contemplate. And the third is vicharana. Try to understand what is given and make a conscious effort to make a bridge with what is discussed and what our real life style is. I was making this point this morning in another discussion that oftentimes we study and read and hear for years together and it all stays here. It doesn't go here. When we are in the assembly of devotees, we are like the best among devotees, Haridasa Varya. And when we are at home, Asura Varya. Tat sadhu manye Asura Varya dehinam. First class demon. Right? Why? It's not that we don't know the philosophy. We do know the philosophy, but we don't make an ardent, strong endeavor to use the philosophy that we have heard in our real life. I have seen some devotees. They joined just 2 years ago, and as soon as they know this is right and this is wrong, boom, period, done. They just chase it. But some of us, we know what is right, what is wrong, but we still remain lukewarm. Jesus says in the Bible, I accept you hot or cold, but if you're lukewarm, I spit you out. Now it's very difficult for us to go cold, by the way. We've come too far. And we are lukewarm. So closest target is being hot. Heated up in bhakti, with spirit. So these are three things. Tat shrunvan, to hear very attentively. To write down all the very nicely structured. To read it again and again. Study that Hari Katha of our Gurujan, our spiritual masters. Whatever our spiritual masters, whatever Srila Prabhupada gives in his purports and in their classes, one must make a really determined effort to try to understand that, memorize that, remember that, share it with others. Bhakti is not a place for lazy men. There is a saying that Bhakti is not meant for lazy and cowardized people, those who are coward. It's meant for brave. To swim upstream, down the stream of Maya is very difficult. To go with the flow with society is the simplest thing to do. To try to be one among society is the simplest thing to do. But to actually understand the reality through these wisdom texts, the Vedas, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and to have complete faith and mold our life accordingly to find happiness is reality, is determination. Without determination and hard work, we can't even graduate a normal undergraduate course, or to speak of giving up the cycle of birth and death. So, therefore, it is very important that we are attentive, and at the same time, as presenters of Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada always wanted us to be like lawyers. Everything that we say, we must have substantial proof and backing for what we are saying. We are not here telling fairy tales. We are not here about Alice in Wonderland and all of that. For everything that we make, we give a proof, a reference. Prabhupada loved it. Prabhupada said we must, in one room conversation, Srila Prabhupada was having a mock debate with his own disciples. And then at one point the disciple couldn't say anything in return. And Prabhupada said, you are not reading and studying my books? Without studying my books and my purports, if you yourself don't know the philosophy, how can you answer questions when someone comes with a question? So it's very important as devotees that we not just dress ourselves in tilak and kantimala, but also equip ourselves with the weapon of everyday scriptural study. Every day, one must spend time. Prabhupada said 3 hours. If not 3 hours, at least 1 hour, at least 30 minutes, to the best of our ability. So, this second verse that we chanted, we'll chant it again, and we'll continue. 11.644. Tava vikriditam Krishna, Nrinam paramamangalam, Karna piyushamaswadya, Tyajantyanya spriham janaha. This verse describes Tava vikriditam Krishna. O Krishna, those who hear your pastimes, what happens? Nrunam parama mangalam. Nrunam means human beings who are listening to Hari Katha. Parama mangalam. Mangalam means auspiciousness. And Parama Mangalam means the most auspicious thing. When we are hungry, to get some food is auspicious. When we are homeless, to get some house and shelter is auspicious. To have some money and have some clothes and have some respect in society is auspicious, materially speaking. But chance to hear Krishna Katha in the association of devotees, Srimad Bhagavatam describes Parama Mangalam. And we have all achieved that. Now we have to attentively sit and hear. We don't want to play snakes and ladders, coming up to the 99th block, only to be touched by a snake to come down by 7. Or come down to 7, let's say. It's a long snake. So we are now at the 99th block of having association and sitting and hearing Hari Katha. Now just one block, attentive, submissive, faithful listening. What happens if we hear Hari Katha? Karana. Piyusham aswadhya. Aswadhya means to taste. Piyusha means nectar and karana means ear. So those who taste the nectar through their ear in the form of listening Hari Katha, Tyajanti anyaspriham janaha. Unwanted, unlimited, materialistic desires in the heart are all kicked out. What is the biggest problem for man? There is an unending difference between what one can get and what one wants to get. Yes? One is never happy. One is never fulfilled. Even if one has 1 million, 5 million, 10 million, 20 million, 50 million. Yesterday, Prabhu's daughter was telling me, someone makes close to 500,000 a year, and then that person has problem in saving. They make more than $30,000 a month, and then they have problem in saving because they have so many expenditures. Every month, I have to pay this, I have to pay this, I have to pay this. And at the end of the month, Sudama. From rags to riches, from riches to rags, every month. Why? Because we have an unlimited difference between what I want to get and what I actually get. So one is never happy. So these unlimited desires in the heart which keep us frustrated are kicked out of the heart when we hear Hari Katha. One learns to be happy in the situation Krishna puts one in. This is the greatest happiness sutra. To flow like the water in any circumstance. If Krishna takes away anything, Gaur Hari Bol. If Krishna gives something, Gaur Hari Bol. What is there which is problematic in this world? Nothing except the mind. The mind never lets us live happily. One person had a problem that he was very rich, Bali. So Krishna took all his wealth and made him a beggar. Another person had a problem that he was a beggar. Krishna took his poverty and gave him richness and made him Sudama became rich. So either way we have problem. Either we get proud of our richness, that Krishna has to take the pride away and make us Bali Maharaj, bound up. Or we are too attached to our poverty, like Sudama, that Krishna has to take our attachment of poverty away by giving us richness. So the word Vraja, you've heard the word Vraja? What does the word Vraja mean? Vraja, what does the word Vraja mean? You've heard Vrajadham, Vrajabhumi, referring to Vrindavan, right? What does the word Vraja mean? Vana means forest. What does Vraja mean?
Where the devotees together, they are together.
No, that is Vrinda. We're all mentioning the same name of like Vana, and you said Vrinda. So Vrindavana. But the word Vraja means to wander, to keep walking. That land where everyone is doing parikrama. They're doing parikrama around Radhakund and Shamkund. They're doing parikrama around Dwadasha Vana, 12 forests. Or they're doing parikrama around Govardhan. Or they're doing parikrama around the 4 hills of Barsana. Where they're always walking is called Vraja. But this word Vraja has a very inner, deep meaning. That land where everyone is so surrendered to Krishna that moment to moment they keep walking dynamically to the ever-changing plans of Krishna without any self-interest are Brajvasis. Is this clear? When Krishna says right, they are ready to walk from left to right without being attached to the left. And when you reach the right, Krishna says left. They are ready to move from right to left again now without being attached to the right. So without any selfish ulterior motives, those with moment to moment, their mind, body and soul, and speech of course, moment to moment they are able to align themselves to Krishna's ever-changing dynamic plans due to their unlimited surrender is called Vraja, to walk internally to Krishna's ever-changing plans. So by hearing Krishna Katha, all the unnecessary, unwanted desires in our heart, which keep us bound up not just in this life, but also in lives to come. Why? Because Krishna gives us one birth to fulfill our desire. And then desire as insignificant as, I am dying, I wish I can eat a rasgulla. Yeah. I didn't know it. I mean, no one told me. So like, I wish I could eat a rasgulla. So Krishna gives another birth. You eat rasgulla. Then next life we eat rasgulla. Now when we are eating rasgulla, we have some other things to do as well. So we are eating rasgulla, let's watch TV. And there we see a car. How I wish I had that car. So Krishna gives one more life to fulfill that car desire. So that we don't die bekar. The next life, car desire gets fulfilled. Now we're driving the car. And we go around, we go looking around, and there's a very beautiful mall. And we're at the lights, and we're seeing this mall. And we remember how this guy, the owner of this mall, at one time would sell erasers and pencils on the back of a cycle. And now he's become so rich that he has his own mall. I wish I could do that. Cardiac arrest. So next life again to fulfill that mall desire. You know, in Sanskrit the word mala means dirt. So in Bengali you call it as mall. With Bengali accent, mala means dirt. So, where are you going? Mall. I'm going to the mall. So anyway, the point to be made, is the fact that in this world, Krishna gives his life to fulfill one desire. And in an attempt to fulfilling that desire, we develop another desire, and Krishna gives another birth. And in this way we continue. So by hearing Krishna Katha, unwanted, wandering desires are all cut out. We will desire only the right things to hear and chant in the assembly of devotees. That's all. So this was just the introduction to the class. The class has not begun yet. So, is this okay?
Yes.